Hello, this is Father Aaron Westman with the Glen Mary Home Missioners, and this is your Missioner Moment. My brothers and sisters, the scriptures this weekend point us to the theme of love. And it's great, right? So it talks about loving God and loving our neighbor, and I think sometimes we can kind of feel nice inside when we start to think about what it means to love. Perhaps there's a certain sentimentality that's associated with it, or perhaps maybe differently, this kind of love of God that we speak of is something sort of that's kind of ethereal, off in the sky, maybe doesn't touch on the reality of our day-to-day lives. And, we might ask ourselves, do I really love God? How do I know if I love God? And what does it look like for me to love God? On the other hand, something that's perhaps, even worse, which is kind of a sort of false testimony of Christianity, are folks who go around saying, I really love God very, very much. And then they kind of say and do awful things to other human beings. And people around them say, well, if this is what it means for a Christian to love God, then I'm not really attracted to that. One of my heroes, I think, is just a wonderful, inspirational person, a Catholic person from the 20th century, is Dorothy Day. And, Dorothy Day was well aware of her own weaknesses and her own past, and has a kind of profound conversion experience that she went through. But with Dorothy Day, what I love is that the love of God is not some abstract thing, but very much is very concrete. Dorothy Day lived a life of service with and for and around the poor, some of the people struggling the most in this world, more than I could ever even imagine myself doing. And her writings on this experience are profound as well. And one of the things that Dorothy Day says, which I find fascinating, is this: you only love God as much as you love the person you love the least. I'll say that again. You only love God as much as you love the person you love the least. Those are tough words. They kind of, if you will, explode this whole kind of ethereal, abstract notion of love of God. And they make us look at our lives around us, right? Think of the people that we struggle with. Think of the politician that drives you the most crazy. You only love God as much as you love that person. Think of the person in your family that drives you nuts, or maybe you have a kind of a hatred towards. You only love God as much as you love that person. Perhaps you're religious or a priest. Think of your own community. Think of your own diocese. You only love God as much as you love the person you love the least in your community or your diocese. This is really challenging. I feel it, and perhaps you do as well. So I think in light of the scriptures this weekend, and in light of what Dorothy Day had to say, we might just focus on those people who we struggle to love and improving our love of them little by little through God's grace. God bless.